Don't you hate it when you buy a nice controller and the game can't even use it? Don't you hate it when a game has the presentation and art style of a past-gen console? Don't you hate it when games play the nostalgia card? Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Finally finished it, and I've come to a conclusion. Quick disclaimer, I'm going to be treating Let's Go as a sequel to the old Pokemon games. Even though it's its own spin-off, I know that, but it's just easier for review purposes to compare it to the older games. So first let's talk about gameplay and all the issues I have with that. Gameplay is the heart and soul of any game and the main selling point with few exceptions. So, how did it improve from the previous games? Well, it's really just the old games. I mean, not even that. Even Fire Red and Leaf Green had some extra islands after you beat the Elite Four. It's just a remake of a 20-year-old game, and that really shows. Still a Pokemon game, so not that bad. Going on an adventure, you got your Charizard, you know, the basics. But the camera's still top-down instead of third-person, and all the character animations are stiff, and the talons are just so angular. You think that's bad? Well, it gets worse, buddy. You know that new, beautiful, amazing new controller that Nintendo made? Oh, just look at that. See that? Look at that. Ooh, look at that D-pad. So nice. Well, nah, no Pro Controller. Heck, no normal controls at all. You play with one Joy-Con or the Pokeball Plus, which I didn't get. I mean, it doesn't limit controls, but still, it's just bad. The only real difference from the old controls is that everything is an A button, except for the menu, and you don't have to hold a button when you run. But hey, if you're into it, you can do one Joy-Con in each hand and do multiplayer. Now I can assure you that it will emphasize your loneliness just as easy as it makes the game. Speaking of which, the game is really easy. I miss the days when EXP share was something that you really didn't care about and it wasn't that overpowered and you actually could turn it off. Anyone remember that? No? Just me? Let's get back to the controls. The new headlining feature of Pokemon Let's Go is the ability to throw the Joy-Con like a Pokeball. Whoa! This would probably be cooler if it worked better, but I assure you, you try it once and you will never want to try it again. It's just so imprecise, and no matter how hard you try, you just can't get it to work. You know how some games only worked in docked with the Joy-Cons? This is kind of the opposite. In handheld mode, you get to use the gyro and press the A button to throw your Pokeball. You also get to use the joystick on the left and the face buttons on the right, like a normal human would do. In dock mode, you get to do this. I think that's enough bad stuff. Let's talk about what they improved on. And the first thing I'm gonna say that they improved on is that Pokemon can now follow you. I know it sounds stupid, but we've asked for it since they had it in Pokemon Yellow, which was way back on the Game Boy. They had it in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but not like this. You can now ride on whichever Pokemon you want. Don't feel like going through an intricate route? Blam, take out your Charizard, just fly over it. Tired of using a surfboard? Bam, take out your Gyarados. I don't have one, so here's footage of me on a Lapras. Alongside that, there's a total of 18 Pokemon that you can just ride on the ground. Disgusting segues aside, how about Pokemon scaling? You know all Pokemon have an average height and weight to them in the Pokédex? Normally a detail you'd skip over in past games. Until now. When you're out in the wild, you see an Onix, you see an Onix. You're thinking, wow, that thing's huge. Is it gonna eat me? I need my grass types! It's a real treat, and I can't wait to see it in future games, hopefully. Third and final thing is Pokemon being in the overworld. Similar to Pokemon following you, but I think this has more of a significant impact on the gameplay. You can now choose to only interact with the Pokemon you prefer to catch and completely skip encounters if you choose to. You know, like that Geodude, you're like, nah man. Sometimes they spawn where you're walking. Anyway, it adds so much more realism to the Pokemon world, and I hope they implement it in new generations. Anyways, time to wrap it up. Pokemon Let's Go itself could have been the great console title Pokemon game we always wanted so badly, but it just didn't add enough from past installations to be that. It's still a good game, but the first console title Pokemon game was supposed to be better. I normally like to judge games on what they are and not what they're supposed to be, but that's really hard when they're charging full price for what's essentially a high-res 3DS game. And because of that, I'm giving Pokemon Let's Go a 7 out of 10. So, what are your opinions on the game? Do you agree with me, or am I just being a giant baby? Leave a comment down below and don't forget to have a wonderful day.